Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, Tasmania has taken another step forward in its fight against coronavirus with the first doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine rolled out. Our reporter, Meg Sides, joins us now with all the details. Hello, Meg. You were there when the rollout began.
That's right, Kim. We watched as our health leaders became the first Tasmanians to receive the AstraZeneca vaccine. And quite fittingly, it was our Public Health Director, Mark Veach, who received the first dose early this afternoon at this health facility behind me. Let's take a look. The very first AstraZeneca vaccination in Tasmania administered to a familiar face. Public Health Director Mark Veach first in line to receive the jab.
I tend to wriggle my toes to distract myself, but it really was a virtually painless vaccine.
This tiny vial containing 8 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine. Its arrival on top of the Pfizer vaccine, which landed last month, will see the rollout begin to accelerate.
The Pfizer vaccine is available in much more limited numbers. And so it's been reserved because it was the first vaccine available for the people who needed it most.
One key difference between the jabs is timing. Pfizer requiring 2 doses 3 weeks apart, but that time in between is stretched out to 12 weeks for AstraZeneca.
I didn't feel a thing.
Have a lollipop.
Oh, even better.
Thank you.
Many of the state's leading health professionals rolling up their sleeves today, including Australian Medical Association President Helen McArdle.
Sting, tiny little sting, and absolutely no ache now at all.
She says the majority of GPs are looking forward to it being rolled out to the wider public.
They are very happy. I think over 100 practices in Tasmania have been authorised by the Commonwealth to act as vaccine centres.
While the state government's vaccination program is running smoothly, the Health Union has concerns about the Commonwealth's program.
Well, there's a lot of confusion in relation to what's going on. You've got the state one that seems to be rolling out as planned, and you've got the federal government who are just not being honest. They've outsourced it to a private company, and it's not going very well.
There's both multi-state meetings with the Commonwealth as well as state to Commonwealth meetings, and they're happening all the time.
He hopes 90% of Tasmanians will get the vaccine by the end of the year. And while the fight against coronavirus is far from over, life after COVID is finally on the horizon.
And Meg, New South Wales has approached Tasmania about quarantining its returning international students.
That's right, Kim. The New South Wales Treasurer has confirmed he's discussed the proposal with the state government here. He's asked if we'd consider quarantining the returning students on his state's behalf, but the Tasmanian government has today swiftly and publicly rejected that plan. Tasmania, of course, has a similar arrangement in place. With Victoria at the moment, we are currently quarantining their seasonal workers in exchange for them receiving Tasmania's Mercy flights.
Our priority remains the seasonal workers that come to Tasmania and then to Victoria, and then of course our own international students, and we're putting Tasmanians first and Tasmania as a state first.
The New South Wales Treasurer did say he will continue to work with colleagues, including in Tasmania, to find a solution. And Kim, it remains unclear whether the New South Wales government offered Tasmania anything in exchange for this proposal.
Okay, thank you very much, Meg Sides there. Well, Tasmanian nurses have walked off the job, saying they're working in unsafe conditions. Continuing their industrial action, Hobart private hospital workers say they're understaffed and have dangerous workloads. They're now calling for mandated staffing numbers, worried patient safety could be at risk, and new nurses are leaving the profession or moving interstate.
We're not staffed adequately for it, and that consequently puts patient safety at risk, and it also puts our registrations as nurses at risk. And that's the thing that's really got a lot of the nurses upset.
We're all put under so much pressure to get the workload through, and it's impacting on our patients as well as the staff. The staff are tired and we're stressed, and we just don't see any end to it.
In a statement, a hospital spokesperson said it's listening carefully to all workers and recently recruited 29 additional staff. It said the industrial action had no impact on patient safety. The son of former Tasmanian politician Reen Hidding has pleaded not guilty to multiple charges of possessing child abuse material. Bradley Maxwell Hidding faced the Launceston Magistrates Court this morning. He has been bailed and will face a trial in the Supreme Court in June. Tas Racing has recommended the state's two largest racetracks undergo significant infrastructure upgrades over the next 5 years. In a consultation paper released today, it's called for millions to be spent on the Mowbray course, including a security overhaul and track renovations. And despite a recent $12 million upgrade at the trouble-plagued Elwick racecourse, it also suggests several priority changes there. Issues were also identified with the Brighton, Sprayton, Longford and Carrick tracks, as well as a greyhound adoption centre. Consultation on the strategy ends on April 9, with final plans to be released in July. Round 2 of the grants program in honour of war hero Teddy Sheen is now open. Tasmanian RSL clubs and ex-service organisations can apply for grants of up to $10,000. Georgetown RSL was successful in round 1, receiving $3,000 to purchase a defibrillator.
We're very pleased to put it in for them and receive them. It helps us. We were struggling.
Applications close on March 31. Residents have been warned against swimming at the southern end of the popular Kingston Beach due to a sewerage leak. Kingborough Council discovered the leak this morning and began water quality testing. Taswater says its crews quickly responded, determining the spill was caused by an overflowing manhole. The site has now been cleared, cleaned and disinfected. Targa Tasmania is gearing up to celebrate its 30th anniversary, with 400 competitors expected to take part. It's a major milestone for the event after concerns coronavirus would spell the end of rally racing in the state.
From its inception in 1992, car enthusiasts have lined the streets to participate in Targa Tasmania. Though the start didn't go smoothly, the first car to begin, a 1929 Alfa Romeo's engine, almost didn't turn on.
Start your engine.
The event drawing former world champion Jack Brabham, whose Targa Tasmania debut hit a snag with an intercom not working. Now Tasmania is preparing for the 30th anniversary event. Our picturesque scenery and challenging roads expected to bring a record number of participants next year.
If the 20th anniversary and the 10th anniversary is anything to go by, it'll be the biggest event ever. Both those events broke all records and we're hoping to break the magic 400 barrier next year.
Major changes for the 2022 edition. For the first time, it's being held in a new time slot in early March.
Get into daylight savings, just the warmer weather. And it presents Tasmania better. Our TV coverage goes to about 180 countries, so we're always trying to present Tasmania as a tourism destination.
Competitors will race through Tasmania's windy streets at speeds of up to 200 kilometres an hour. But those just wanting a driving holiday can still take part, using the signposted speed limit in what's known as the tour.
Over the last 2 years, we've gone from 10% of the field we're doing tours. This year, half the field will be doing tours. So there's this massive shift in the dynamic where people just choose to take less risk in their lives.
The 30th anniversary competition will be held from March 8 to 13 next year, with this year's event going ahead next month. Elizabeth O'Neill, 7 Tasmania News.
The stage has been set for the upcoming Lacasseljak Cup, with the round of 16 fixture drawn today. Taroona Football Club will face off against South East United, who scored its first win in the qualifier on the weekend.
We're happy because it's not super far, but I think it will be a good matchup, and I back our players, as I'm sure Taroona always will back their players as well.
While Newtown White Eagles players are preparing for the upcoming women's competition.
This season I think that it's actually growing, which has been really good for the sport.
It's the first time the club has entered a women's team since 2013. And finally, Tasmania will host 3 matches of this year's Hockey 1 competition. Back for its second season, the much-anticipated league has revealed its fixture for this year after last year's event was postponed due to COVID. It all kicks off again in October, culminating in the men's and women's grand finals on November 21. The season features 7 rounds as well as a new finals format, with the Tasmanian Hockey Centre home to the states matches.
Good evening. Apart from the west, temperatures back up over average today. Hobart and Burnie 21, Launceston and Devonport reached the state's warmest with 22. Ouse, Low Head, St Helens and Friendly Beaches all had 20. Flinders Island 19, King Island 18, Grove and Strawn 17 degrees and Lyawini 15. The west and far south with a few showers as the low-level cloud prevailed there. Higher cloud moved across the rest of the state. Thunderstorms formed a line from near Broome, Western Australia through to Sydney. Low-level cloud lies over most of the Bight. Tomorrow a high dominates most of southern Australia. There is a weak low near Perth at the start of a west to east trough. South to southwesterly winds at 10 to 20 knots, becoming more variable in the afternoon, 5 to 10 knots over the inland lakes. Forecast for tomorrow, mostly sunny for Hobart, 21, 22 the top for Geeveston and Bothwell. Fine conditions. Launceston 22 and partly cloudy. A late shower moving over Devonport, 20 the high and 24 the top for Cressy. Burnie partly cloudy and 20, partly cloudy also for Strawn and Curry on King Island, while in the east tomorrow partly cloudy as well. St Helens 19, 20 for Swansea, bit of sun over Orford and 20 degrees. UV is waning a bit but still regarded as high on 7. On Thursday, fine and sunny over the southeast and south, a little cloudy elsewhere. Freshening northwesterlies on Friday, mostly fine though apart from a possible shower over the northeast and Burnie. And on Saturday, another front will herald showers for most of the state. A humid 33 in Perth, partly cloudy over Adelaide and Melbourne, 26 with cloud cover over Sydney as well. A shower for Brisbane with the chance of a storm. Cloudy currently, 16 in Hobart, sunny in Launceston, 20 at the moment, 19 degrees in Devonport. A bit of rain on the way later in the week, Kim, and it's hopefully going to clear for the Big Run the Beaches event at Bellerive and Howard Beaches on Sunday.
Okay, thank you very much, Merv. And that is all your news for now. Thanks for joining us tonight. Good night.